On today's episode, Goodwill thought they had a monitor. Goodwill was wrong. What's up, nerds? Well, I finally got a good thrift store score. Over the last, I don't know, probably a couple of years now, ever since, ironically, since 2020, I guess people have been going to thrift stores, buying out, cleaning out their closets and attics and whatnot. And I guess just all the good old junk is gone to collectors or otherwise. And places, especially Goodwill, when they get something of any kind of value, they'll hold it and just put it up on their online auction site, which is questionable practices at best because some of the prices there, it just reeks of shills. That's a whole other rant for another day. But as far as computer parts and pieces and whatnot, thrift stores will always have tons and tons of flat panels. I mean, they'll just have racks of them back to front and front to back lined up. And here's where you can actually make out like a bandit if you have a sharp eye. Now, this is nice and shiny, and Lenovo, you don't really see that as a brand for, a flat panel monitor. 99% are Dells, ViewSonics, things like that. But the key is, look for these stickers here. You have your processor sticker, your Windows sticker, all these other little, miscellaneous stickers. This apparently has a touch screen, which is cool. And all these ports and jacks and things like that. And on the side, we have some display ports. And on the other side, probably a CD-ROM or DVD-ROM. I know the lighting in here is really bad. Black with a daylight background with the window is kind of horrible. Sorry about that. But this one is Lenovo. Which one? C4005. I looked this up, just a quick Google search while I was in the Goodwill and saw that it was released around 2015, 2016. It did come with Windows 10, apparently, even though it's home only, but I'll take that one. And this one was a whopping $11.99 because I guess they thought it was just another flat panel monitor. The only bad thing is that it didn't have the AC adapter, which is kind of a pain because Lenovo is one of those companies that used to like to use, they may still do, I don't know, odd shaped connectors. I mean, you couldn't just use a regular run-of-the-mill barrel connector. You had to be a, pain in the ass about it and go to this. I think I had a Surface. I was Microsoft, so that's not Lenovo. I think most of them now are going to the USB-C types, which is a little better step in the right direction. But this one, that makes it a pain. So let me put this back here, spin it around. All right. So I did not have any power supplies with that connector in my stash of transformers and adapters and whatnot. I had this guy here. Now, it meets the power requirements because for this one, I think the power requirements were something like 20 volts at 4 amps. This guy is 19.5 volts at 9 amps. So the wattage is there, and that 0.5 of a volt is going to be kind of negligible with that many amps behind it. This one had the regular old barrel connector on it. So I lobbed it off, and Amazon had a little barrel connector. It was a weird barrel connector. It was proprietary for something else to one of the Lenovo tips here. If it'll focus. Is that it? Maybe. It'll get there eventually, but it's a square tip. I couldn't fit the existing barrel connector onto the one that came with this, so I just lobbed them off, soldered it, heat shrunk it, and bammo, we've got a good connector. So let's see fingers crossed, if this thing will even fire up. It has a touch screen, so maybe it has the on-screen keyboard. I used to have a HP that did that. When it would fire up, the little on-screen keyboard would come up automatically. We'll see. Well, we got to see if it fires up first. So plug this guy in. Okay, power button. Make sure that's still good. All right, a little light came on right there on the side. So the power adapter works. It's getting juice. Give it a second. Maybe. Oh, there it is. At least it's going to BIOS. There's a little Windows 10 spinner right there. All right. So jumping several hurdles at a time right here, and that's not a bad thing. For $12, if it wouldn't come on, I could always harvest a hard drive and memory for different, projects. Oh, owner. That's nice and vague. I wonder if they cleared everything before they went to donate it, which is very admirable. Oh, look at that. That came up really nice. I'm not connected to an internet, but this temperature looks about right, which is weird. Maybe when they donated it and unhooked it, it's coming out of winter now in Louisiana. So winter for us is usually upper 50s for about a month and a half, and then it goes right back up to 90. Let's see what it's got. Well, touchscreen is not working. All right. Well, let's see. We're going to hook up my little trusty old Dell keyboard with the volume control. This keyboard has got to be one of my favorites of all time. Model number is the SK8135. Every time I see one in a thrift store, I buy it, whether I need it or not. I've got like a dozen in my attic. They're durable. I love the form factor. The keys are nice and bouncy. And it has simple media controls and quick buttons. And they're bulletproof. I mean, these are the best. The sin, we're going to... Oh, there's the sound. The keyboard works. Let me see if I got a mouse somewhere. Oh, yeah. Got a little... Oh, how about that? A matching Dell mouse. Another bulletproof little basic thrift store find for like $1. And the thing about these keyboards I like is that you have a hub in the back. So instead of having to go around back and fiddle with another port, you just boom right there. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, wow, they got a lot of weather, Windows. There's a lot of bloatware on this thing. Skype, mixed reality portal. Yeah, there's just tons of bloatware. As any off-the-shelf computer is going to have. Programs. Yeah, LibreOffice on it. Okay, that looks whatever Glary Utilities is. Don't know what that is. But everything else, I mean, no games or anything like that. I want to see what's under the hood of this guy real quick. Okay. Well, we have an AMD A6 7310 APU, 2 gigahertz processor, 8 gigs of RAM. Okay, that's not bad. Pen and touch. No pen or touch input is available for this display. Okay. It says it's on the back that it has touchscreen. Maybe it wasn't enabled, like on this model. Who knows? Okay. Well, there's always. Let's see if we go to. I think I want to open all these programs up. I don't want to do that. I hate the way this is organized. I just want control panel. Boom. We'll go to. Never find it. I want to see the device manager. Yeah, Billy, it's alphabetically ordered, you dummy. And I'm looking in a W's for it. Okay, I mean, there are no question marks. or little flags that usually state you're missing a driver. So I don't know if the touchscreen display adapters, Microsoft maybe basic display adapter, maybe they upgraded it or did something and got rid of it, or maybe in the mice and pointing devices. No, just HID compliant mouse. Nothing about touchscreens. Huh. Well, let's see. Got a 200 gig hard drive, 100 and only 50 gigs of it used about. That's not bad. Um, what I kind of want to do is do a factory reset. If this probably still has an image. I know later, I think post 2012, 2013 is when they started really having the restore image on the hard drive partition. So I'm going to go check and see how to get to that. Each computer has usually, you hit F12 and you boot up, or F8, or there's a way in Windows that supposedly you can do that, but I've never found that to work. Even though it says, "Oh, do this," and it's a quick way to do it, it never works. You go on the internet and oh, you know what? Look what they have here. Lenovo C40 manual. Well, we don't have to go on the internet. It's right here. Appendix. Where's a search? Search. Fine. Let's see. Reset. Is it under reset? Next. No, let's load a factory. It might be on the factory. Restore. Factory. All right. You can restore the C drive to factory settings using one key recovery. If you do this if you want to install, you must. Oh, one key recovery. Okay. Reboot and hit F2. So yeah, let's do that. Reboot and release F2. Okay. Restarting. I'm tapping the F2 as per the manual. And I don't know, when you see a little Windows circle, that's not a good sign. It looks like it's going straight into, yeah, it went straight into booting into Windows. I was able to get into BIOS. It's F1, by the way, if you're needing to know that for this. And I saw this. The hard drive is a SanDisk solid state, which I don't think was the factory hard drive that came with this. Um, that would explain why it doesn't have, I mean, I think it's got a recovery partition. I'll take a look. But yeah, I don't think Lenovo shipped out computers with a SanDisk brand solid state hard drive in it. That could be why the touchscreen drivers aren't installed, anything like that. So, that being said, I'm going to root around a little bit more and see if this has a restore or recovery partition on the hard drive. And if it is, if we can get into it and see if it's even populated, if the recovery image is still in there. So that would explain a lot. They swapped it out for a solid state instead of the old spinning drive. That would explain a lot. So we shall dive into that. Okay, we're going to go to computer management. And that's how you get into the disk management. Okay, we have two recovery partitions. And I don't know if you can see here. I will see if I can zoom in. All those partitions are absolutely empty. There is nothing on them, which means there is no recovery image on there. So that being said, maybe they tried to clone the drive, and for whatever reason, the recovery image did not come over. Um, I have a copy of Windows 10 we can throw on here, and I will get the drivers installed, and hopefully we can get the touchscreen working. If not, it's absolutely no big deal. I mean, this thing is ready to go as is. I mean, there is absolutely no issues with this whatsoever. I haven't tested out the DVD ROM. Let me see if I can get on my onto my network. It's finding it. Let's see. All right, it's connected. All right, so we are connected. Back out just a little bit. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I mean we're connected to Chrome. I mean we're in Chrome, connected to the internet. So yeah, it's this thing, it works, but I want it to be factory working. So let me see what I can download from Lenovo. See if I can maybe get rid of these, partitions, free up some space, and we'll just put a clean install of Windows 10 on it, professional, hopefully, and get the right drivers. I'd like to get the touchscreen working because this will probably go into my workshop. It'd be, where space is kind of an issue, but you want a nice screen to look up wiring schematics, manuals, things like that. It's great to have something like this in there. The fact that it costs $12 is even better. All I need to do is either put it on a shelf, or if this has the universal Visa mount on the back, which it does not, this will go up on a shelf. Um, yeah, so it works. If you want to stop watching here, mystery solved. The $12, what Goodwill thought was a monitor, works. If you want to see me go ahead and completely restore this thing back to as factory as I can get it, hang tight. We're going to do that next. Just because Windows disk management says that the recovery partition is 100% free doesn't necessarily mean it's empty. It's just Windows can't recognize the space. It may be a file structure or an image file that's proprietary to Lenovo, in which case, given that they use square plugs, anything's possible. So we're going to try and use the Windows recovery and see if we can access it that way. We just go into the settings and update and security. We're going to go into recovery. I'm sorry, over here. Let me get a better picture of this. We want to reset this PC, get started. Choose an option. We want to remove everything. See if we can get the factory image back on there. We want to do a local reinstall. So once again, seeing if we have that image on there. Okay, I guess if it's not there, it'll throw up an error or something. This won't take long. I'm sure it won't. I might just cut to, let's see what this is. Ready to reset this PC. Okay. So it'll take a while. So what I will do is hit the reset, and then, never mind. There's a problem resetting your PC. No changes were made, which means that the recovery partition is truly empty, or it can't access, or something's wonky with it. Either way, this won't work either. So I'm going to shut this down and try. I know when I use disk partition, it won't let me erase those. When the disk management, it won't let me erase those partitions and just merge them all into one nice partition. So I may take it out of this computer, use my little USB to drive adapter, and my other computer use my Partition Magic program, blitz that thing so I have all 250 gigs available, and just do a fresh install of Windows. I downloaded all of the drivers that were on the Lenovo website for this model there wasn't a touchscreen driver that I could find, which is weird. You'd think there would be, but maybe it's just with the mouse and keyboard. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm just going to do that. We're going to shut this sucker down, blitz the hard drive, and start from scratch. I might as well film this little part too, how to get the hard drive out of here according to the manual. You just kind of a little object. I use a little old electrical pocket knife here, and this wedges down. You just kind of snap it through, pull this down. Comes off easy enough. You just have to finagle it through this little guy here. And this should be it. I guess yeah, there you go. There's like a little plastic cage here. You just pull the SATA connector out. That's it. It's ready to go. We're going to blitz it, pop it in, and reinstall a nice, clean build of Windows Professional on this one here. Well, this is interesting. I put the hard drive on my main computer, fired up Mini2 Partition Wizard 12.0. This right here is the hard drive out of Lenovo, and if we go through Windows, all the way to this partition, look at that. Lenovo partition, 30 gigabytes, 42% used, which means it does have about a 15 gig image on it. Plenty enough room for Windows and drivers. So I might pop this drive in and work on seeing which function keys may work. I'll just go through the whole thing and trial and error. If I can't get it back, we'll come right back to this one and I'll just blitz it. It's the next morning, and I could not find any combination of function keys, escape, delete, whatever, that would boot into that partition. So I blitzed the hard drive, knocked out all the partitions, just made it one nice big logical partition on that drive, threw Windows 10 on it and all the Lenovo specific drivers, and she's good to go. The only thing she doesn't have still is a touchscreen. After doing some research, apparently with this series, some had touchscreen capabilities and some didn't, but they weren't too specific on what model designations had it and didn't have it. And they probably just threw that little sticker on the back of all of them. So it's nothing the old 99-cent Dell mouse can't handle. And, for what it is and what I'm going to be using it for, it's perfect. And at the price point, it's even more perfect. And that's the takeaway from this video, is when you go into thrift stores, kind of keep an eye out for little hidden gems like this. Most of the time, they're just wanting to put a price tag on it, get it out the door and get it sold and make their money. I know especially in the computer monitors, you'll find the occasional all-in-one or even a nice little sub 30-inch HD TV, like a little Samsung or an LG or one of those that are just great little TVs to have. They have the tuner built in, and they'll sell it for the price of a LCD monitor. So, yeah, that's it. Keep an eye out. Know what you're kind of looking for, and if you feel like taking a gamble, why not? It beats the odds of playing the lottery and stuff like that, and sometimes it pays off. So with that being said, I really want to thank you guys for watching my videos. Hopefully I can get some more out, and I really appreciate the comments and people just tuning into my dumb little videos. So that being said, happy watching, and you guys take it easy.